Namaste guys, so in this video we're going to talk about things which are going to help you in your spiritual journey and in your daily life. So first of all, we have to understand that thinking about a certain problem is just an escape from that. The real problem is thinking itself. When we understand that thinking is the problem itself, you see, it's because if I have to take back, I would explain to you in this way. You see, all those emotions that we feel, anger, sadness, happiness, right? We've given it a meaning, and since we've given it a meaning, it has found its purpose, and when it has found its purpose, it will go to it. They're very good at it. For example, all those emotions that we feel, anger, sadness, those are all energies, right? And when we feel something, an emotion, right? Since due to our conditioning, right, it's like a situation happens and we're like, okay, in this situation now I have to be angry. Why? Because I've conditioned in that way, because I have been conditioned from my childhood. So now that energy which is there, which is now nothing, now that I take that energy and I tell that I label that energy and I say that this is anger now. And when I label it, when I give it a meaning, it's gonna find its purpose. Oh, I am anger now, and my purpose is to destroy myself and everything around me. I've said in my previous videos that too, right? And it acts in that way. And we are so unaware, and we are not even aware about what's happening with us, that it's only after when we are angry and the damage has been done that we realize that, oh, I was angry, I should have done this, I should have done that. So now where I'm pointing this is that when we think about something, like, I'm thinking about something. Obviously, when I'm thinking about something, I am probably dwelling in the past about, reversing about things what happened to me or this and that. Or either I'm wondering in the future, things that have never happened. You see, that is the problem, right? Even though our body is here, our mind, it tends to dwell on everywhere except here. And that is the problem. If you read Gita and everything, and if you listen to the great masters, that is what they've been trying to tell us. To be in the present moment. To be in the present moment. Mindfulness. They've been trying to tell you this because, you see, we have this misconception. We've been so conditioned that we tend to believe that meditation is a process, that you go into a jungle and then you close your eyes and you put your hand into certain mudras and then you chant Om, and then you are a great man. No. That kind of process is as same as sleeping. So, like I've said, what we call meditation is just an imitation. It's an imitation. We've seen another guy who calls himself a sadhu and who does that, and we think for them, and we have this idea that, oh, that sadhu is at his peace of mind, he is full of ecstasy, he's in this euphoric state. So if I do as similar as as he's doing, then I also have this similar Om. It's only when you don't know yourself that the opinions and the things that others do matters. Like, you see a sadhu is meditating and you feel like, oh, if I sit in a certain position as I do, my lotus leg, and I am in the certain mudra, right, then I'll feel as great as him and I'll have powers and there are certain things. No. You see, we have abused this word meditation. Meditation simply means to be aware. And it's not a process that you close your eyes and do for an hour. Meditation is a 24/7 process. It's to be aware of something. It's to be aware of something. It's to be aware of your thoughts. It's to be aware of everything that's happening around you. What your senses can pick. Sound, sight, feelings, emotions, everything that your senses can pick. But then we are so conditioned that we tend to label them all the time. Like, if a sound of a car is coming, my mind would be like, oh, this is a car. Yeah, I know, right? Because we've conditioned that's a sound of a car. But that is what we should not do. Are you seeing the paradox here? we should not label it. You hear the sound, you observe it. That's why we have to learn to go a little bit further, and we have to learn to observe what's happening around. That happens when we label it. And the process which we call meditation helps us to be aware of the things. By chanting some mantras and all, it keeps you in the very present moment. Like when you chant Om Namah Shivaya or other things, what's happening is you are in the constant present state of your mind, right? You are not neither in your past nor in your future. You are here and right now in this moment. And when you're chanting, all the sounds, they seem to go away. That means you are not labeling. That is that. And once it happens, you don't always have to do it. Once you get your practice and once you're able to do that, you can stop chanting. You can just close your eyes and be aware. Don't label them. And after that, you can bring that outside. And even while you're opening your eyes, you can just stop labeling things. It's like sound is coming and something is happening. You can just, without labeling that thing, you can just be aware and observe. The highest form of intelligence is to observe without judging, without labeling, right? So that is why thinking is a problem, because thinking is a low vibrational frequency. It tends us to either send us to past or dwell into future. That is why thinking is the problem. Now what do? We observe the thought. I've seen people who've said, oh, I meditated this and I was aware of my awareness. Darling, you cannot be aware of your awareness. It's like sun is aware of its light, for it is light itself. Sun cannot be aware of its light, for it is light itself. You cannot be aware of your awareness. You cannot be aware of your consciousness, for you are consciousness itself. So it's your thought masquerading as awareness. It's playing trick on you, and that is what you have to observe. It's going to come to you at a point of life where your thought will play tricks on you, telling that now you are being aware of your awareness, but this is my experience. You have to experience it yourself. Your thoughts will play tricks on you. The mind is the greatest trickster. You just have to be aware. Once you go against it or you just react to it, you're gone. No matter how great of a person you are, you're gone. That's why you have to learn to observe it. And that is a practice. The process which we call meditation, which I call it as awareness, is a 24/7 process. You always have to be aware, always. Right? And then surrender yourself to it. For example, if I'm hearing a sound, I don't label it. What do? I become the sound, this body, all the things which makes me as me. I surrender to it. I become the sound. When I'm seeing something, I become that very thing. That is surrendering yourself to it, to the absolute. And you'll see that when you do that, you will not go here and there somewhere. You'll just be here. You'll be at the present moment, and you'll just be this. I hope you get it. So don't think all the time. Like Alan Watts says, a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think except thoughts. Similar way, the highest frequency you can send is by being aware and by authentic, by knowing yourself, and to completely dissolve in the self and let the inner light shine so bright that everything is love and love only. So I hope you've learned something from this video, and I'll keep uploading videos soon. Take care of your mental health and choose peace of mind over happiness. Bye-bye.